Roblox and Slendytubbies are two games that don't have much in common. However, fans of both games constantly try to combine them and create Slendytubbies Roblox games. Today we're gonna look at 4 of them. First, we're gonna look at Blocky Tubbies Roleplay. As the name implies, this is a roleplay game, and not a traditional Slender game. Upon joining in, you get spawned into a lobby. Right away you can tell that the jump feels very off. Once you jump, you glide for a little bit before falling to the ground. Also, you get spawned with some guns. However, they are useless since they can't kill anybody in the game. When you go through this weird portal thing, you get teleported to a character selector. Here you can morph into many characters from the Slendytubbies games. I like that the creators added so many morphs, even though half of them can only be used with special badges. I ended up going with the Guardian. Your character can also change his pose, which is pretty cool. Of course, the game has microtransaction and ASCP packet for some reason. After changing my name to Dog Poo, I found out you can turn into the different phases of the infected, which was a pleasant surprise. The game has a handful of maps that you can travel to. The maps are pretty faithful recreations of the Slendytubbies games, and they are all connected, which helps the immersion. However, the maps are extremely big and don't have much content. Most of the time you are just gonna walk around a map for a few minutes and then teleport to another. Most people just stay at the Tubbyland, so there is no real reason to go anywhere else if you want to roleplay. Also, there is a running button, but since there is no stamina, you can just run forever. And you probably already noticed, but this game looks pretty bad. This Blocky style just isn't scary or good looking at all. I know that Roblox Studio is a pretty limited game engine, but there are plenty of good looking games on the platform like Doors, The Mimic, Frontlines, and many more. So that isn't really a good excuse. Also, I got stuck in an event once, got a badge, and couldn't leave for some reason. So yeah, the game is pretty buggy. At the end of the day, it's a roleplay game, kinda like Slendytubbies Worlds. If I had to describe it, I would just say Slendytubbies Worlds for Roblox. That isn't a good thing, by the way. The game isn't that bad, but definitely not good either. Let's just hope that the creators will continue to update the game and make it better, cause it's the best roleplay game I could find. Next off, we have Rubbies After Dawn. Now, this is another roleplay game. For some reason, roleplay games are pretty popular on Roblox. The game starts in a pretty nice looking menu. Of course, the settings suck ass. You can only make the game a bit darker than usual. There are quite a lot of morphs you can choose from, and they all have little descriptions, which was pretty neat. I chose the Guardian, of course. This game also has a running button but no stamina. Why is that such a normal thing for Slendytubby games? You spawn with a gun that does nothing, a knife that does nothing, a walkie-talkie that does nothing, and a chainsaw that does absolutely nothing. But I guess it's okay since this is a roleplay game. Now, this game is basically like the previous one, just 100 times worse. The morphs don't look good. The game itself looks like absolute dog shit, and all the maps look the same. This and this are supposed to be 2 different maps. They look the exact fucking same. Also, there is a nuke for some reason. In conclusion, just play Blocky Tubbies. Now, we have played an alright game and a bad game, so why don't we play an actually good one? This is Slendytubbies vs Redux, the best Slendytubby game on the platform. When I say this game is good, then I mean it. First off, this game has a great menu, which is just like the real games, and the models finally aren't blocky. You can customize your character with clothers and hats. You can get hats by collecting custards in the game. Yes, this isn't a roleplay game. This is an actual Slender game. It's about damn time. And it even has a proper setting menu. This is like a dream come true. Every character has their own stats and a little description. There aren't that many characters in the game as Blocky Tubbies or Tubbies, but that's okay cause these ones look way better and probably take more work than the blocky models that the other games used. However, some weird choices were made. Why is the runner newborn a character? Why is the crawler a newborn now? Now, there aren't many maps, but at least they all look very good. You can choose to be a Tubby or a infected. I chose the Tubby. Upon starting, you get spawned into the map you chose. You are equipped with a night vision camera. You can also switch between third and first person, which is something that even Zio Work games lack. The game can have multiple Tubbies and monsters on the same map. That can lead to many hectic situations. Also, every monster has their own special ability, which is really cool and motivates you to replay the game with new characters. Of course, the game isn't perfect. I once got stuck at the mountain and I had to rejoin. Most of the maps are completely empty. Most players only play on the mainland map, so the other ones are kinda useless. There's a running button but no stamina. By now you probably already know I hate that. I once got yeeted into the air. But hey, at least the bodies are back. I really like this game. It's by far the best Slendytubby game on Roblox. Anyways, one more game to go. Our last game for today is called Hungry Tubbies. I know this game technically isn't a Slendytubbies game, but I wanted to include it anyways since the Hungry Blank games are as big as ever. Once I started the game, I was met with a ridiculously long loading screen. This game has no right to take this much time to load with its graphics. Once it finally finished to load, I spawned in the Tubbytronic Superdome. The objective of the game is to steal food from the Tubbies and run away for points. What are the points for? No idea. I didn't bother to play long enough to find out. The game is fairly easy. I managed to get all the meals in my first minute of play-in. Also, you automatically run in this game, so at least there is not a useless running mechanic like in the other games. In conclusion, don't play this. This game sucks real bad and is not worth your time. Now that we played all the games, I can say with confidence that Slendytubbies does not belong on Roblox, with some exceptions.